What is up YouTube? James back here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Today we're using the Mega Latios team once again with Mega Latios, Xurkitree, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Mamoswine, and Incineroar. Let's get started and play some games. So if you haven't checked out the previous episodes, highly recommend go checking it out. Otherwise, we've been trying to bring the Mamoswine, and unfortunately we haven't really been able to bring it in. It's just like the battles are over before the Mamoswine can actually get in and do some action. Hopefully we'll be able to find a game when Mamoswine can do a lot of work, because I think Mamoswine's a pretty decent Pokemon. It kind of helps against a lot of Pokemon like Salamence, Nidoqueen, helps against Landorus Fairy, obviously, some flying types out there. I mean, basically, just ice coverage is pretty good. Earthquake, like, ground is just such a great typing in general. And it hits hard. Life Orb also has a great ability, Thick Fat, so we can actually switch into fire type attacks. It doesn't take super effective damage. But yeah, otherwise, really do hope we get to bring in the Mamoswine soon, and hopefully it does actually put in a ton of work. But otherwise, yeah, the rest of the team been doing all right so far. Hopefully we'll be able to continue. I didn't realize how high we were on the ladder, actually. Wow, geez. I thought I was a lot lower than that. I thought I was like mid 1700. I guess time has been flying by with this team. However, it is taking quite a while to find our first game, so we'll be right back with the first game of today's episode, as it's taking quite a while. Alright, we got our first opponent, Pisco from Italy, 1631 rating, with the team of Landorus Fairy, Celesteela, Charizard, Smeargle, Tapu Lele, and Milotic. So this is going to be interesting. I'm guessing it's Charizard. It could be Charizard X or Y. I could see either one actually being used here. I'm trying to figure out what is my best option against this team. I like Latios quite a bit here. Xurkitree is not that bad. Do think I like the Incineroar here. There's quite a few things here. Although I really don't like leading Incineroar into my Milotic. That's the thing. I think I'm gonna need. I just don't see myself bringing Mamoswine. Unfortunate. I just don't see myself bringing Mamoswine. The Pokemon I decide to bring, Tapu Fini and Latios for sure. I need terrain control. I think I need Xurkitree for the Celesteela. Do I bring Kartana is the question. I don't have to bring Kartana. It's useful against the Tapu Lele, which I really like, but I don't absolutely need it. I think I'm gonna go Latios here. I really want to lead Incineroar since it's just such a solid lead against my opponent's team, but I don't think I can. I think I gotta go Xurk here. I think I go Beanie in the back. Do I go Cart? I think I'm gonna go Cart. I think the best way to handle my opponent's team right here is to. I need to save Xurkitree because that's my only answer to Celesteela if my opponent decides to bring Celesteela. I'm not sure if you're going to bring Celesteela, because against Xurkitree plus Incineroar, you might actually not opt to bring Celesteela. I could definitely see Smeargle coming. Tapu Lele I think is a must. Charizard maybe, and then Landorus probably is the last one. Just to handle my my Incineroar better. We're going to see Tapu Lele, Smeargle. No surprise there. As Psychic Terrain gonna just appear on the battlefield. I think it's just such a safe play to go out into Tapu Fini, and I could go for a Gigavolt into Tapu Lele. The thing is, I don't want to exactly risk a Spore here, and that's probably coming out. I don't think you would shout Psyche my Latios the first turn though. You know what? I'm gonna switch out Fini and Heart. I'm gonna make the double switch actually. I guess I should have let Kartana. I was really worried about a potential Charizard Smeargle lead, but I will double switch here because one, I get the terrain control, which is really nice. Two, I could double back out into like my Latios for instance and do some massive damage. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do here, as I will go out into Kartana and Fini. Let's see what my opponent's gonna do here. Gonna be the Tailwind coming out from Smeargle. Not what I anticipate. It's faster than Tapu Lele too, which is good, which is interesting to note. And just a Moonblast going to come out. I'm guessing that's Latios. Oh, that's actually tiring down my Zerg. Okay. Does okay damage. Doesn't really do too much, thankfully. Attack Rise and a Defense Fall. I think Muddy Water plus Smart Strike should be safe here. I'm pretty sure I might be able to live the Sharazaki, maybe. But right now, I don't exactly have a good switch into Sharazaki. And I don't want to switch into Kartana and risk my Latios just in case. Muddy Water plus Smart Strike seems pretty good into Tapu Lele slot. And I will go for it. Of course, Tapu Lele could switch out, but somebody's taking a Muddy Water plus Smart Strike, and I don't think anything on my opponent's team really wants to take that well. So, think that is the play. However, I guess I'll steal it. Could come in. We're actually going to see the instruct. Oh my. Instruct Tapu Lele going for the Moonblast into the cart. That's going to be 2 knockouts into my cart. Or, because Smart Strike sometimes targets random Pokemon, it actually targets down my Tapu Fini. Or did my opponent just originally target down the Tapu Fini originally? That might have been what my opponent was going for. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that sucks so much for me. I get a crit with the Muddy Water. I get an accuracy drop on the Smeargle. I don't know if Instruct can miss, though. It doesn't matter because it gets an accuracy boost right back up. Wow. Just wow. Words cannot describe that turn, I think. Okay, 2 turns of Tailwind left. I think this is still easily manageable, though. I think I'm just going to go for a Sack Kartana here. Yeah, Sack Kartana here. I'm going to Smart Strike the Smeargle and protect my Fini. You might double up my Fini, but I'm pretty sure you're just going to Moonblast my cart. You already know that it's AV, so let's find out. Instruct going to come out into Lele. I really don't know how this Instruct mechanic works. I'm pretty sure it's a random target. But who knows? We're going to see the Moonblast come out into the Fini, and I'm pretty sure the Moonblast is going to target down the Kartana this time. Yep, that's fine. If I stall out Tailwind, I feel like I'm in an okay position. So I'll gladly trade here my cart, and then I'll just go into Zerk. I just really hope that no speed boost from the Smeargle comes out. I don't think it got a speed boost yet, but I really need it not to get a speed boost. I'm going to go Zerk here. And I am going to go for Muddy Water, and I am just going to, yeah, just go for Muddy Water. Alright, Instruct, Tailwinds, maybe Spore, who knows. I am going to go for a Protect with Xurkitree and just Muddy Water here. I mean, I could potentially get a knockout, but I want Smeargle next to Lele because that's actually pretty good for me. Since my Xurkitree will be able to outspeed Smeargle after the Tailwind's done, I could get the knockout on Smeargle, deny Tailwind, get Tailwind up with my own Latios potentially, which would be really helpful here. So let's see. It should be Instruct Moonblast. I don't know who this goes out into. It might go out into the Fini's slot, I think. Targets down my Zerk. Moonblast should be coming out into my Fini. Yeah, that's fine. As I said before, I don't mind this trade. Yeah, Fini goes down. That's actually perfect. Because now I get the free switch in the Latios. I get to go for Tailwind of my own. As we're going to see the accuracy boost come out and a special attack fall. That's fine. Instruct, Tailwind, Spore, King Shield. I can't tell what this set is on the Smeargle. Gonna go Latios here. I could get a double knockout. I could get my own Tailwind up. I'm really liking the idea of getting my own Tailwind up. Although, really? I could just go for an Ice Beam into the Smeargle slot, and I think I could go for the HP Ice into the Lele. Or should I go for it the other way around? I think it's fine here. Because if you don't protect, I get 2 knockouts. We're basically in an even position, but my Xurkitree gets a Beast Boost, and then I can Tailwind up with my Latios a future turn. If Smeargle wants to protect, that's fine. If Lele wants to protect, that's also okay by me. No protects here, so I will be able to get the Ice Beam off. That should be able to knock out the Smeargle. Yep, beautiful. And my Xurkitree should be able to outspeed this Tapu Lele thanks to me running Timid max speed. We are able to knock out the Lele. So, although it looked pretty bad for us in the early stages of the game, it looks pretty even now. It even might look even more favorable for me because I do have that Tailwind option, as I said before. So let's see what my opponent is going to bring out as the last 2, because right now, as long as there's no Tailwind on Charizard, because I'm not sure if it's going to be Tailwind Charizard with Tailwind on the Smeargle. Double Tailwind would be interesting. My Loaded going to come out, which is not what I expected. Landorus? Charizard. Okay. Comes down to a few factors. One, what kind of Charizard this is. I will go for Tailwind here and Protect. Because one reason is Charizards don't tend to run the Dragon Claw. Even if it is X, it is going to reveal X. Okay. They don't tend to run Dragon Claw. They run Thunder Punch, Flare Blitz, Dragon Dance, Roost, and Protect. I wonder if the +1 Z move can knock out the Charizard. That would be what I'm thinking could happen. Like, Psyshock into Z move might be able to knock out the Charizard, which I'm thinking that might be my best play. So we're going to see the Flare Blitz go out into the Zerk, and I'm guessing Icy Wind coming out from the Milotic. Yep. Just a simple Icy Wind. I do not mind. Yeah, because that really doesn't do much to my Latios. I could see the Charizard potentially protecting here. Although, I think it's just in my best interest to just throw off a Gigavolt Havoc into the Charizard slot. Or I could go for Milotic, because I don't think Milotic protects here. There are multiple plays. If I get rid of my Milotic, I can just beat down the Charizard, I think, with my Latios. But I don't think I want to risk it, because Flare Blitz could hurt. Charizard could protect. We could see an Icy Wind, but the next turn, I do have the Gigavolt Havoc still on deck. Well, I don't have it on deck, but I get the chip damage right now, and then Thunderbolt +1 plus the Psyshock might be able to knock out Charizard. I think it's worth going for the Z move into Charizard right here. We're not going to see Protect from my opponent's Charizard, so I should just be able to knock it out. I'm pretty sure +1 Z into Psyshock will knock out the Charizard, and I'll definitely outspeed with my Mega Latias. So, let's see. I mean, this is +1 Gigavolt Havoc from Xurkitree, and if not, the Flare Blitz recoil would knock it out. But I'm kind of hoping that my Xurkitree is still able to survive the turn, because it'd be annoying to 1v1 my Milotic otherwise. So, oh my goodness, look at that damage. That did a little more than expected. I thought it was going to do 70. A Psyshock will come out, finish off the Charizard, and that should be the game, because my Milotic should not be able to pick up a knockout right here. It goes for Icy Wind. It's not really going to do too much. Yeah, like, it really doesn't do much to my Xurkitree, and I can just go for a Thunderbolt right now, and I'll be able to knock out the Milotic thanks to the +2. And I guess I'll go for a Roost here. Why not? Go for Roost. This Thunderbolt's going to finish off the Milotic. If it's Walking Berry, I can finish it off with another Thunderbolt in following turn. There's not really much my opponent can do. So, Thunderbolt going to come out into the Milotic slot, and that will be able to finish up the game. So it looked pretty bad for us. The Instruct Smeargle with Tailwind definitely caught me off guard. I was not expecting that, especially with the slower Tapu Lele. I thought the Tapu Lele might have been faster, but it looks like bulkier Tapu Lele did live the Smart Strike from my Kartana after all. But luckily I was able to put myself in a position where I was able to get a double knockout and just threaten my opponent's team indefinitely, get the Beast Boost up, deny my opponent a potential Tailwind, and then I was able to get my own Tailwind up while my opponent couldn't really pressure the Latias. So luckily still able to come out on top in that battle. It did look pretty bad, but I knew that I could potentially win as long as I got into that position, as I said before, where I could get that potential Tailwind up as well as weaken down my opponent's Pokemon. Of course, the Muddy Water Miss on top of Lake kind of sucked, but I guess it wouldn't have been too big of a difference, really. I don't think it would have been too bad. Yeah, it really wouldn't have been too bad, I think. Because of the fact that either Charizard or Milotic's first to come in. If it's Milotic, it can't really do much to my team. If it's Charizard, I don't know. It would probably have to Thunder Punch my Feeny. Then I'd be able to maybe get a huge hit onto Charizard to put in range of another attack with +1. Not +1, actually, because I wouldn't have knocked out anything with Kartana. But just either a good strong hit into the Charizard X to maybe put in Gigavolt Havoc range, or maybe I would have been able to get a Muddy Water off. Although I don't remember what my Kartana was. My Kartana was at 30. After the second Boom Blast, it was like, what, 30 something HP. I might have been able to live Thunder Punch. I'm not exactly too sure about that calc. But we got our second opponent from Japan, 1735 rating. I feel like I've seen his name. Oh, yes, I remember. This is the Trick Room Nihilego. The Trick Room Nihilego. I don't think you bring Rain against me. I just don't think Rain's a good call against me. It's slow Nihilego. Like, it undersped my Feeny, and from the last team, and this exact same Feeny I'm running now. Latios is decent. I'm not sure how good it is though. And Mamoswine, 3 ground resist, but like you got the 2 water types, you got the Scizor. I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe go Xurkitree Kartana with Feeny plus Incineroar in the back. I'm kind of liking that. I just don't see Latios doing too much work here, because it only really helps against one, the Ludicolo, I guess, and the Nihilego. Otherwise, my other Pokemon are more balanced. I have Intimidate for the Scizor. I have Fake Out Pressure in case my opponent goes to Tricker mode. I don't think you're going to go to Rain mode. I think you would, or at least not lead Rain mode. I feel like you would go Scizor and attempt something. Yeah. So I'm gonna lead Kartana just in case my opponent does lead rain mode, so at least I have a way to pressure out the rain mode with my Kartana. And I'm gonna have my Xurkitree as a lead in case Nihilego Scizor comes out, because I do have the option to go for the Smart Strike into that Nihilego, as well as a Gigavolt Havoc into that Scizor. We're gonna see Nihilego Ludicolo lead. Okay. So I will lead my Xurkitree plus my Kartana. I could probably get a sub up here and Smart Strike. Yeah, I could sub and Smart Strike. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to Fake Out and maybe attempt Trick Room. I think going for this play is my best call. Fake Out going to come out into the Xurkitree actually, so... Oh wait, did my opponent change the team? Sludge Bomb going to come out. That's not going to knock out the Xurkitree though. Yeah. I flinch. Smart Strike going to come out into Nihilego. I should be able to pick up a knockout. Ah, Focus Sash. Okay. I could have sworn my opponent had a slower Nihilego. I think maybe my opponent did change the team. Oh well. I definitely don't want Zerk being targeted, but I think Hydro Vortex might be coming on that slot. I can't really do much about it. I'm gonna just go for the Sacred Sword into the Nihilego slot and just protect my Zerk. Even if I go down to Hydro Vortex, it's still better, I think. We're gonna see the Power Gem into the Zerk slot, and I will be able to knock out the Nihilego. Nihilego's a pretty big threat, so I don't mind getting rid of that. Alright, Nihilego goes down, and let's see what my opponent's gonna go for. Hydro Vortex, I'm guessing... I don't know, you could target on my Ludicolo. My opponent doesn't have much for the... I mean, you don't target on my Ludicolo. Because that's a Ludicolo that's using the move. You could target on my Xurkitree through Protect. I don't know if this KOs. I feel like it should. But if it doesn't, I'm in a fantastic spot. Oh, it targets card. Okay. I'll gladly take that. I still have a Zerk. And that Hydro Vortex not in range, so yeah, it doesn't really do that much damage. Okay, Politoed coming out. I also got Beast Boost with Kartana, which is really good. Politoed is going to come out. Okay. This situation has got really interesting. I will target down the Ludicolo slot. I think doubling up the Ludicolo slot is my best play. I do have the Gigavolt. And Hydro Pump shouldn't knock me out unless it's a Helping Hand Hydro Pump. I could see my opponent switching out into the Incineroar right here for Politoed, but I think that'd be okay. I get the damage on Ludicolo I need. We're gonna see Politoed protect actually. Oh, that's fantastic for me. Let's see what's coming out. Gonna beat a Hydro Pump, targets down my Kartana. Yeah, that's not gonna pick up a knockout. Yeah, like it barely misses the knockout actually. And I will be able to Z move the... I'll just be able to Z move this Ludicolo. And even if this doesn't pick up a knockout, Leaf Blade will. I'm in a pretty good spot now. I thought my opponent, if you bring out Politoed, it was Scarf for some reason. But I guess that's not the case. I'm going to be able to get the Gigavolt Havoc off into the Ludicolo slot. That will be able to pick up a knockout, I would assume. Since it was Voltarium. Yeah, knocks out Ludicolo. So now I have a +1 and +1. These Beast Boosts, these Ultra Beasts are taking over right now. Let's see what my opponent is going to bring out as the last Pokemon. I'm guessing Scizor. Like... You don't have anything for Latios, I feel like. It has to be Scizor in the back. Yeah. And I'm going to double up the Politoed slot because I literally have my Incineroar for the Scizor. I guess the worst case is if you SD, go for... Yeah, if you SD and get a double. But even then, I think you need a triple with Politoed in order to stay in this game. Scizor's going to Mega Evolve. Again, I do have my Incineroar. It pretty much can beat down to Scizor. So let's see what my opponent's going to do. Politoed goes for the double, fails. Bullet Punch going to come out, target down my Xurkitree slot. Does pick up the knockout. And I'll be able to Leaf Blade the Politoed. The Politoed goes down, great. Here's my back Pokemon. Beast Boost. Oh yeah, Feeny. I have Feeny. Okay. So I'm going to go out into my Incineroar, click Fake Out, Sacred Sword. I'm just going to stall out some turns of rain. So Flare Blitz can guarantee the KO on Scizor regardless. Yeah, because Rain, 3 turns left. Yep. So if I fake out Sacred Sword, and then my opponent next turn Bullet Punches my Kartana, yeah, the match is going to be forfeit. I don't think my opponent had many outs. I think you would have had... I don't think a crit Bug Bite even knocks out Scizor. I don't think there's really any out because I just fake out Sacred Sword right there. If you protect, that's one more turn of Rain wasted. I could switch on Incineroar into Feeny, Sacred Sword. You either take a +1 Sacred Sword with Scizor, or you go for like a Bullet Punch into Kartana. Either way, it's just really hard because as long as I position my Pokemon correctly and just double up, I don't think there's as much my opponent can do. Even if he Swords Dance, even if he Bug Bite, there's really not much you can do against my team regardless. So able to take a second one, and I think we will go for a quick third one as, yeah, this team got us into the 1800. Let's go, Mega Latios. You know what I still haven't brought yet? The Mamoswine. Can we bring the Mamoswine in the next battle? I hope we can. But who knows? But Xurkitree's been putting in some work. The Kartana plus Feeny have been putting... The Kartana especially, just Kartana's put in a lot of work. We got Pato from Italy, 1796 rating as our last opponent of the day. Bring the team of Charizard, Kartana, Stakataka, Tapu Koko, Landorus Variant, and Cresselia. This is interesting. For sure. I really like my... I wonder where the Z move is. Probably the Koko. Oh man, this is actually a game. I can't. I like Landorus. I mean, not Landorus. I like Mamoswine because it handles the Landorus, the Koko, and the Sakataka. You know what it doesn't handle? The Kartana, the Charizard, and the Cresselia, unfortunately. So I do not think I can bring those Pokemon. I don't think Feeney's good either. I like Incineroar, Latios a lot. I like Kartana and Xurkitree. I think those are the Pokemon I want to bring. Gotta figure out if it's Calm Mind Cresselia, it's gonna be annoying to handle, but I think I can beat it. Yeah, I think I can beat it. If I preserve Incineroar well, yeah. So I'm gonna go my Landorus. I think Xurkitree plus Incineroar covers a bunch of potential leads for my opponent other than Landorus Koko. That's like the only I think that really scare me. Actually, no, if it's Landorus Koko, I think I'm okay too. If it's a Landorus Koko, I think I'm fine. Depends on what kind of Landorus this is, if it's special or not. Because if it's special, it's easy to handle. If it's physical, question mark. Because I could see it being Eater on this team, really. Also don't know if it's Charizard Y or Charizard X. I would assume it's Charizard Y. I could see Calm Mind Cresselia on this team. I could see quite a few factors here. So let's see what my opponent's going to bring. I wonder if he actually brings Stack Attack. I don't know if Trick Room is an option for me. It's just, I'm not sure if it's that great against my team, but we'll find out. Cresselia Landorus is going to lead here, which is probably ideal here. I will be leading my Xurkitree plus Incineroar, and I should be able to get a sub up potentially. Or fake out HP Ice into Landorus. I'm not sure if Landorus wants to allow me to get that though, so I could see Landorus switching out here. I think my best play... Just worried if it's Psychic Cresselia because Psychic could break my sub. And then I get nothing out of the turn. Is it worth just going straight for the HP Ice or is it worth going for sub? I think really likes taking the HP Ice. I think it's worth going for the fake out HP Ice actually. Yeah, I think it's worth. As Landorus does switch out, so I could have got a sub up. Stack Attack are gonna come out. I guess that's fine. I still have Gigavolt. Let's see what the Cresselia is gonna do. I do wish I went for the sub though. Would have been more ideal here. Trick Room. Oh, that's another option. I do have a Kartana as a switch in, and I will go on a Kartana. I'm really surprised that the Trick Room is actually being shown up here. I will protect my Zerk, and I think switching out into my Kartana is the best option. Covers rocks. Covers a rock move, covers pretty much a lot of things that my opponent can go for. Yeah, I really wish I did get that sub up though. Sub would have been super crucial. I was just really worried about Psychic from Cresselia. I will go out into my Kartana though because it covers rock and anything really from my opponent's team. Unless my opponent has HP Fire Crest, which I don't see. At least we know it's a Trick Room Cresselia, so it's not... I don't think it can't be Calm Mind Moonlight, I think. Unless you have one attack move. I don't think that's going to be the case. Cortana's going to come out here. Helping Hand's going to come out. I'm guessing Helping Hand Rock Slide. That's what I'm seeing right. Go Protect. And Earthquake. Okay, that's not what I expected, but it looks like the stack attack doesn't have Trick Room's all out with Earthquake. Life Orb, I'm guessing, so it's gonna hurt decent. That's not, okay, that's not Life Orb. I wonder if you would go for Rock Slide or if you would go for Earthquake again. I really want to go back into Incineroar. And just go for... I could do that play. I'm also worried if Landorus comes back in, but I think I have pivots against Landorus. I think I'm actually just going to go for the Sacred Sword into the Stack Attacker. Because I do want to get rid of Stack Attacker. If my opponent tries to punish a potential Incineroar, for instance, I could see my opponent trying to get a Rock Slide off against my Incineroar. I could see quite a few factors. I'm just hoping this is not a fighting move Stack Attacker because that'd be strange. It's probably a rock move. We're probably seeing Gyro Ball. We're probably seeing... We saw Earthquake. Protect, I'm guessing, is the last move. As we're seeing a Z come out, it's going to be the Rockium. This is going to hurt. I guess it just gets rid of Incineroar. It's still not the end of the world. I'll trade probably my Kartana, I think, for the Stack Attacker, which isn't a terrible trade, I think, for me. We will see my Incineroar probably getting crushed right here. Unless we live, but I don't think we... Yeah. Incineroar goes down. But I think my Xurkitree is more important in this matchup, so I think I'll take that trade. Regardless. Attack Rise and Icy Wind. Okay. Really not doing too much, and Sacred Sword will come out into the Stacker. Takes up the knockout. Okay, that was a trade I was willing to take because I'm not sure how valuable my Incineroar is in this matchup. Get a Beast Boost. Get my Latios in. Yeah, I want to get my Latios in. I think I want to knock off the Crest and go for an Ice Beam. I wonder how fast the Charizard is. That's going to be a big question to note. Because if the Charizard is fast in my Xurkitree, it's going to be... Ooh, Coco. Huh. Adios. Okay. This has definitely piqued my interest. Is this Electric Seed? It is Electric Seed, okay. I mean, 2 turns of Trick Room left. I'm curious what my opponent's trying to go for. I think Ice Beam the Cresselia just for damage, and I do want to go for the Leaf Blade and a Coco. I could double up the Coco slot too. Ice Beam, Leaf Blade. I could also double up the Cresselia if I'm expecting Coco to protect here. Yeah, my Kartana's in a pretty good position since my opponent didn't bring the Charizard. And I think I could actually knock out the Cresselia with the Z move if I just chip the Cresselia well enough. So I think I'm going to target down the Coco. I don't think you're going to switch into Landorus at this point because I just don't see switching to Landorus and risking it on a potential Ice Beam. We'll Mega Evolve Latios. And Coco going to protect, which is fine here. Double up Coco next turn. I think I do. See what my opponent goes for. Icy Wind once again. It's not really doing too much damage. Yeah. I just wonder... Well, Coco's not as... It's either double Z on my opponent's team or it's a... Yeah, I think it's probably double Z. I think I'm going to go for the Ice Beam into the Coco slot and just Leaf Blade the Coco. I get a KO no matter what. I'm either KOing the Coco or the Landorus, unless this is Ally Switch Cresselia. I don't want to predict Ally Switch here. We saw Icy Wind. We saw Icy Wind helping on Trick. It could be Ally Switch as the last move. We have no idea. I think doubling up the Coco is the smartest play though. Because my opponent's probably just going to spam Icy Wind, I think. Yeah, and we're going to see the Coco retreat and the Landorus. That's really good for me. Yeah, that's really good for me. Since bringing out the Landorus means I'll be able to knock out the Landorus here with the Ice Beam. Kind of wish I got a bit more damage on the Cresselia, but I don't think I'll mind it too much. Icy Wind gonna come out. Kartana avoids. Which actually might be big, depending on what kind of Coco set my opponent is. If it's Life Orb, I might be able to live with Gleam here. Crits my Latios, though. Ice Beam will finish off the Landorus here. And now I'll go for a Tailwind and a Leaf Blade. Tailwind, Leaf Blade. I don't know if this Coco can knock me out with Helping Hand and Gleam. Maybe with the crit it did. I don't know, but my Kartana did avoid, which is good. I'm gonna go for the Leaf Blade into Coco and attempt Tailwind. Because I need my Xurkitree to outspeed my opponent's team. I really need my opponent to outspeed. We're gonna see the Helping Hand come out. Gonna see the Gleam come out. I don't think this should knock out my Kartana. Actually, even with the Icy Wind, it would have knocked out my Kartana anyway. Latios goes down here, as it does reveal to be Life Orb Coco. How much does this Leaf Blade do? I can't tell if that's gonna be in range for another. I just can't tell if that's gonna be in range of another Life Orb hit. I'll go on to Zerk. I'm gonna fire off my Gigavolt Havoc into Cress. And just Leaf Blade. I think Coco is in range of another Life Orb hit. I'm not exactly too sure, but it looks like it is, I think. That's really close. I feel like I might be risking out 1 HP, but I do want to knock out Cresselia while the Electric Terrain's infect, because I don't want Cresselia to rack up damage on my Xurkitree, because that'd be the worst case, I think. Helping Hand Thunderbolt shouldn't be able to knock out my Xurkitree, even with the Terrain, since I do have some bulk. So I think I'm still in a decent spot. It really comes down to that Life Orb hit, though. Yeah, it really comes down to that Life Orb hit. We're going to see the Helping Hand. Does this mean my opponent does have it, or is going to go for a Thunderbolt? No, it's Gleam. Let's see, did the Coco live on 1 HP? Oh, so close. If it actually knocked itself out there, I guess I should have went for the just an HP Ice Send, but I was really worried about maybe Coco going for a Protect right there and Cresselia going for an Icy Wind, or just getting damage onto my Xurkitree with like a Psychic or something. We will go for the Gigavolt Havoc, but unfortunate, we missed the knockout just like barely. Gigavolt Havoc. I wonder if this knocks out Crest though. I think it should. Yeah, with the Terrain we do knock Crest. And some people might wonder, hey, why not target down the Coco slot? It's because, again, I could have went for the Gigavolt Havoc and the Coco, right? But the thing is, like, if you went for the Helping Hand Gleam play, I'm not sure if I would have been able to knock out Cresselia with +1, and if it did have Psychic, it would have just finished me off right there. So, yeah. Actually, no. Maybe my best play was to actually go for the Gigavolt Havoc and the Coco, now that I think about it. It was, wasn't it? It was. I was thinking about going for the Gigavolt Havoc, but then I thought I wouldn't have enough power to Oko the Crest. Then I realized, oh, if I Gigavolt Havoc the Coco, through Protect, if it decides to Protect there. Actually, no, if I Gigavolt, he lives on the Sliver anyway. I'd still be +1, yes. The question is, can Cresselia knock me out, and can I knock out Crest? Because I don't think I'd be able to knock out Crest. I'd be able to probably 2-it, but then Icy Wind the Psychic would still knock me out. Would I have had to Thunderbolt the Coco? No, because that loses to Icy Wind Protect play. Or Psychic Protect play. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out, is there a way that 100% guarantees? Because I'm thinking, yes, I could go for the Gigavolt right there into Coco. The problem is if you go for a... The problem is if I do go for the Gigavolt into Coco, let's say, it lives on the 1 HP, which we saw, would I have enough firepower to knock out the Crest? Because an Icy Wind plus Psychic can come out. We haven't seen the last move on the Crest. We saw Icy Wind, Trick Room, Helping Hand. We never saw the final move. Unless we did see it, but I don't think we did. I'm pretty sure that's all we saw. Then, yeah, it really came down to, did the Coco live the Life Orb? Because I guess then I'd have to Thunderbolt. If I Thunderbolt the Coco, I guess it'd be better. Maybe if I Thunderbolt the Coco, I'm going for a Leaf Blade and Crest, because I guess it covers both, technically. No, it doesn't cover if that Cresselia does have Psychic. It goes for the Psychic Protect and then Helping Hand. I don't know. I don't think there was a 100% win. Like, there were probably plays that got me better percentages at winning, but I don't feel like there was a 100% win that denies every single potential option. It really comes down to the last move on Cresselia. If it's Psychic, I feel like, yeah, then I could be in a really big trouble because Icy Wind the Psychic would probably finish me off there. So, unless +1 Electric Terrain Thunderbolt from Xurkitree knocks out Cresselia, but Cresselia is just such a bulky Pokemon. I don't think it does. Maybe what I needed to do was get a Leaf Blade into the Cresselia on the obvious Coco Protect there, because if I did that, I'd probably be able to just get a Thunderbolt off into Cresselia the following turn anyway, and I'd be able to risk going for the Gigabolt Havoc into the Coco regardless, because then I'd be able to get a Thunderbolt. Yeah. So I think, even though I messed up the last turn, I think it was actually what screwed me over was targeting into the obvious Coco Protect on the Icy Wind. When my opponent went for Icy Wind Protect when there were like 3 turns of Trick left, I think the more optimal play there was just to target down, get some damage on the Cresselia, because if I get the damage on Cresselia, like, I could have just went for the Gigabolt Havoc through Coco. It knocks it out. Then I think the +1 Electric Terrain boosted Thunderbolt would be able to knock out the Coco. So I think that's where I extremely messed up. I feel like the last turns, yes. I think it's just a question of does it live and what kind of moves the Cresselia goes for. But I feel like if I want a 100% win, it was more in the earlier turns of the game that I could have planned out better. However, thank you all for tuning in today's episode of VGC 2018 Back to Battles. Pretty long one. If you did, please leave a like down below, show support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side saves on my channel. If you want to try out the team, try it out. Will be linked down below with all the EVs, movesets, all that good stuff in the description. And of course, you can check out the rest of my stuff, my social medias, previous episodes of VGC 2018 Back to Battles if you have missed them. Otherwise, that is pretty much it for me. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again.